Hello, my friends. Welcome to my Friday YouTube Live here on the Sassy Paper Crafts YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's card is this one. This one uses the Two Toned Flora Bundle, which is going away as a bundle on May 2nd. It is carrying over into the new annual catalog, but it is going away as a bundle. So what that means is you will still be able to buy the stamp set. You will still be able to buy the dies, but you will have to purchase them separately. Right now, you can purchase them both and save 10% by going to my online store. If you do place an order in my online store, use April's host code. Every order this month gets 4 free card tutorials, and orders over $50 get a mystery gift from me. And let me tell you, it's really good. It's from the new catalog. So before we get started, I do have our giveaway. So last week I was giving away the Favored Flowers Designer Series paper, this beautiful paper from Celebration. It is no longer available. So it's gorgeous. Our winner is Linda Leonhart. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Your last name, Linda. I will be messaging you. You're in my VIP group. I will be messaging you to get your address. Linda is a part of the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. If you would like to join our VIP group and you're not an active Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, click the link in the description of this video to join us over there. This week's giveaway is something that's retiring, and I'm very sad about it, but I love them still. The matte black dots. Now, there are a couple sizes in here. I'm not going to open the package, but there are a couple different sizes in here. To win the matte black dots, all you have to do is leave a comment right here on this video. I will draw a winner for these next Friday during our live. And the last chance product sale is still going on in my online store. You can get amazing deals, up to 60% off of some of the annual catalog and mini catalog retiring favorites. So to check that out, click the online store link in the description of this video. All right, let's get started with our card. The first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to set that up here, is we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I have the Two Toned Flora stamp set here, 15 beautiful photopolymer stamps. This is a two-step stamp set, meaning 2 stamps create 1 image, and it is bundled with the Two Toned Flora dies. These are special because not only do they cut out these beautiful flowers, there's a bonus die in here that cuts out a gorgeous detailed background. We're not going to be using that one today. We're going to be using this guy though here, and this one. We're only using 2 of the dies. I'm also going to be using the Something Fancy stamp set. This comes in a bundle with, I have the dies right here, the Something Fancy dies with these beautiful label dies. This bundle is also retiring as a bundle May 2nd, but the stamp set and the dies are carrying over to the annual catalog. Look at those labels. We're not going to be using these today, though, just the stamp set for our sentiment. And you can use whatever sentiment you want. I am making these thank you cards for my customers for the month of April. So if you purchase from me in the month of April, you might get one of these cards. You might get this card we're making right now. So to start, I have a scrap of basic white. I'm going to grab my stamps. We need these 2 here, the biggest ones. So our solid image and our detail. And then I'm going to be using these smaller ones here. Not the smallest ones, but the smaller. Wait, hold on. Let me look. Nope, I'm using these 2. These 2 here, I think. We'll see. We'll see which ones I'm using. I'm using this one. Yeah. And this one. I'm like looking. Like they don't look right. All right. And we have 3 ink colors. I'm using Orchid Oasis. I always want to say Orchard. It's Orchid Oasis, Petal Pink, and Fresh Freesia, which is an in color that was supposed to retire, but it's not. They've added it to our core colors. So this one is staying. I'm excited about that because I love purples. I'm also going to grab the thank you stamp and a few blocks. So I'm going to grab some D blocks for these bigger flowers. And then we'll grab a C block and a B block. And I'm just going to set this aside for now because we'll do that in a minute. Let's start with Orchid Oasis. And what we're going to do is we're going to ink up our solid image first. So this one, you can tell the difference because this one has all these little nice details. So I'm going to ink up my solid image. Ink, ink, ink. And then I just have a scrap of grid paper here because I've been trying to be more frugal with my grid paper. So I've been cutting this down and using the back side. We're going to stamp off onto our grid paper and then stamp onto our cardstock. So it should look something like that. And then we're going to go back in with the detailed stamp and just kind of roughly line it up. I'm pretty sure I just put my hand in the ink. I did down there. That's okay. Roughly line it up. It looks beautiful no matter how you do it. My tip is I line up the centers here. I didn't do a great job on this one, but we're die cutting it out. I think it'll be okay. Now I need to clean off these stamps because we're going to do this again in Petal Pink. So I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Scrub, little Stampin' Mist, clean off our stamps. Where's the other one? There it is. And now we can do the same thing in Petal Pink. So again, I'm going to start with the more solid stamp, stamp off, and then onto our cardstock. And now that is very light. I like how it ends up looking though, especially, oh, that's the wrong one, especially with the detail here. So now I'm going to try to line these up a little bit better. It's hard with the lighter colors, but this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see right through it. So we're done with Petal Pink. And now we can take our fresh freesia and do our smaller flower. Again, we're going to stamp up or ink up the solid image first, stamp off, and then onto our cardstock. Then I'm going to get my detail here, see which way it's supposed to go. I think it's that way. Ink that up. Perfect. And then for our sentiment, I need my Orchid Oasis back. I'm going to move that really quick. Move my scrap paper because I'm done with that. I have this piece of basic white, which I believe is it's 2 3/4 by 3, I think, yes. So you want the 2 3/4 side up at the top. And again, all the measurements are on the blog post in the description of this video. And I clean off these stamps so that way I can use my blocks. I've really been considering buying a second clear block bundle. I do have an extra D block because that's the one I recommend everybody get, especially new stampers, this big D block here, because most of our stamps fit on there. If you only want like one, the E block, because pretty much all of our stamps besides background stamps fit on that one. All right, now I can throw that on there. Get it a little straighter. We're going to ink that up in Orchid Oasis. I'm just lining it up with my grid paper, and I'm going to try to stamp this top right corner. Just like that. Perfect. And that's it for stamping. So a pretty simple card. Now we are going to die cut. If you are not into die cutting yet, all the stamping of the flowers I did, you could do in the corner here of this paper, or you could fussy cut out the flowers. Fussy cut is just where you take scissors and cut out the flowers by hand. I am going to use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to get that out. And I need the #1 platform, a very loved cutting plate. Then we can put down our stamped images. Just going to line up that die like that. Pull that out a little bit. And then I'm just going to put the cutting plate on top. And I moved it a little. See if I can get it back. If you're worried about it moving, you can always take a Post-it note or some washi tape and stick the dies down to the paper. You don't want to use anything permanent, but I would recommend like a Post-it note, something that's not going to permanently stick. And I'm just running this through. And a quick side note, the two-toned Flora dies, the flowers do fit in the mini machine. That large detailed die does not. So I don't recommend, if you only have the mini, I really don't recommend getting the two-toned Flora stamp set or die set because of that humongous detailed die that only fits in the standard machine. So I'm just going to run this back through and cut out our third flower, and then we can put our card together. This one is pretty easy. And I like doing simple cards like this, especially when I'm making a bunch of them. This card is great for making a bunch quick. So what I would do is kind of an assembly line style, where I would stamp everything first, then die cut everything, then put everything together. I put my dies away so I don't lose them. And now we can put our card together. So I have my petal pink card base. I'm just going to take my bone folder and burnish that edge. And then I have some of this beautiful Fancy Flora designer series paper. We're going to use this side. This is retiring May 2nd, and it's not going to carry over into the new catalog. Like, it's going away forever. So get this while you still can. This is beautiful paper. And actually, I didn't look before I hopped on. I don't even know that it's still available. I think it is, though. So I'm just going to layer this onto this Orchid Oasis piece. And see how nice that colors coordinate? I love it. So I'm just going to run a little more seal along the back. And we're going to put this on at kind of an angle. So we're going to kind of go like that. Then I'm going to get my petal pink piece. Make sure, because one side is shorter than the other. This is 2 3/4. This is 3. I want to make sure I got them lined up the way they're supposed to go. And layer that on there. And then I'm just going to pop this up with a few dimensionals. Gives it a little bit of character, I think. Get these backings off. These are usually all over my house. I try to get them all in the garbage, but you know, I'm going to stick that right in the middle, and then we can put on our flowers. So this petal pink one, I'm just going to stick down with some seal. Put that right about there. Same thing with the Orchid Oasis one, just a little bit of seal. And then we can pop up this one here. And then we could put the inside of our card in. I didn't decorate this one, but you definitely could, especially with those beautiful flowers. You could do something in the corner or down at the bottom. Pop this in there. And then we're not done yet because we have to have some bling. So I have some of these beautiful opal rounds. They usually come in a few sizes. I only have a few left. These are also retiring, I think. I'm pretty sure. They're one of my favorites, and I don't remember seeing them in the new catalog. So I'm kind of sad that some of my favorite stuff, but there's some beautiful stuff coming, like gorgeous. All right, so I got 3 of those on there. I also wanted to show you this card using the exact same layout, the exact same stamp set, all the things, except I switched up the paper I used and one of the colors. Instead of Fresh Freesia and the petal pink there, I used Calypso Coral. So I just wanted to give you a different idea. I'll put that one right in the middle. It's aesthetically better. So I just wanted to give you a different idea for this exact same layout. All the things on my blog, when I give you measurements, my intention is you don't have to make it exactly like I do, but it gives you an idea of where to start. So you could cut any designer series paper you have to these shapes or these sizes and put a card together. If you have a different flower stamp set, or maybe the ladybugs or dragonflies or whatever you have, it's just a starting point to help inspire you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have another video on Sunday in the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. I have a video coming to YouTube on Monday, and I will be live again next Friday. So I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.